What's good, everyone? Welcome to another LiveWire Sports Media update. You know what it is. You know what it is. You know what it is. All right. So, um, former Iowa coach Lisa Bluder, Caitlin Clark, former coach at Iowa, who recently retired, um, gave her thoughts on certain situations about Caitlin Clark missing out on the Olympics and the unfair treatment she has been receiving in the WNBA. Now, a lot of Fever fans, has been upset throughout the season with Christy Sides and her incompetent way of coaching. And some speculate that, Lisa Bluder's retirement could lead to her being the Fever's new head coach sometime in the future. Maybe, maybe not. It's all speculation. But she did give her thoughts on it and everything like that, and I want y'all to listen to what she had to say.
Could have helped, and this is, I'm looking at it from Caitlin's perspective and nobody else's because I'm biased, right? The league did them no favors by this unbelievable schedule they had to begin with. It was grueling, and playing the best teams right off the bat. I'm not sure that was smart, and who knows? I don't know about scheduling the WNBA, Sally, so I am no expert on this. But to me, they did them no favors in starting her career like that with no rest and traveling, playing so many games in such a short amount of time. I feel like the officiating has got to change. I feel like it's got to get better. And I feel like there has to be a little more freedom of movement. For example, people want to see people score. And right now the league is very physical, and they almost brag about how physical it is and how, tough it is. Well, people really like offense and they like to see people score. I mean, that's what our team did last year. And so I think you're going to have a little bit more freedom of movement with the officials in order for that to happen, to make it an exciting product.
All right. Now you heard what Lisa Bluder said, that the league has to change. It has to get better. People want to see scoring. They want to see their favorite players score. They want to be able to enjoy a exciting product. They don't want to see so much of the physicality in the league like it has been. And this is something that we have expressed countless times throughout the season. And the women of the WNBA continue to promote the physicality of the league, saying, "Oh, this league is physical and all of this stuff." Okay, it is a difference between physical and blatant being a physical, if I could put it that way. Knowing that you got rookies in there, you're gonna challenge them. That's what you're supposed to do, is challenge them, but not beat them up to a pack where you want to show dominance or being a bully in the league. You don't want that. And just like how the physicality was in the 70s, 80s, and in the 90s, early 90s of the NBA, they changed it. They changed it once Jordan got in, because they wanted to see a player play. They want to see little physicality or fouls, but they don't want to see somebody getting slapped up, the referees not making no calls, and just standing there and like, oh, well, go play. You know what I'm saying? This is not blacktop basketball. This is not your playground basketball. You know what I'm saying? These are professionals getting paid to play the game of basketball, and you're gonna have to modify the rules to protect the players. That's just simple as that. I don't care what nobody has to say. Look what they're doing to the NFL. They're doing the same thing in the NFL. They're changing the rules to protect the players. The defensive players have to adapt to the offense. So why not make it a little bit more where you implement some kind of like defensive schemes, you can foul, but you ain't got to be hard fouls and, choke slamming people on the floor like Alyssa Thomas did Angel Reese, or somebody blindsiding you, or Caitlin's been getting beat up all year. She should have got 90% of the calls in the league, but she hasn't. Now, I do want to um um give an update because finally the WNBA commissioner um Kathy Engelbert finally gave her thoughts on Caitlin Clark being targeted by other players. And the article for US Today went on to read and say, for those who think Caitlin Clark has been targeted by other players and trying to ruffle up the WNBA commissioner, Kathy Engelbert counters by referring to recent game. The game during the game that Clark made 7 3-pointers and scored 30 points in the Fever win over the Washington Mystics Friday. Did anyone say she was targeted in that game? Engelbert said in an interview with US Today Sports, no, because everyone's just looking for the outcome that they wanted. But it's a great fandom. It's a great discussion. And I think obviously we continue to look at or review games after the fact. During the interview today, Engelbert addressed several issues concerning Clark, the rookie star guard for Indiana Fever, including talk the league hasn't handled this issue like some fans would like. Exactly. So you waited almost 3 weeks to address. Everybody has their own opinion about it, but you haven't even addressed the situation yet. She went on to say they care enough to type thousands of emails to me, Engelbert said with a laugh. Go figure. She laughing about the shit. Talking about the WNBA and the physical play, and those aren't just Caitlin. There's other players too that hey, Kathy, you need to do this, you need to do that. So people care. I love it. Okay, if people care, then why not look into it when the new CBA come to change it? You know what I'm saying? Say, hey, we looking into making a modification or changing it going into the next season. We're gonna talk to the the CBA, see how we could counter this and all of this stuff. That's how the NFL does. That's how the NBA does. They go through the season, then before the season next year start, they implement rules or have a rules committee or whoever they sit down with, during these league meetings and have this kind of discussion to make modifications. She said everybody's watching Caitlin. Engelbert reiterates that the attention Caitlin draws, while some fans have insisted she's been targeted by other players as the Fever has gotten off to a 3-10 start. I think everyone's watching Caitlin, so they focus only on Caitlin. I mean, well, she's the biggest draw. If you the commissioner, you should know she is the biggest draw. So therefore, yeah, people are going to watch her. She's the most popular person in the league. Then there's Angel Reese, then there's Cameron Brink. But Caitlin is the main focus of the league, and she knows this. But when you look across the other games with other players, it's a physical game. There's no doubt about it. It's a pure shooter's game. It's a physical game. It's a lot of pick and rolls and a lot to see on the floor. Engelbert addressed not only the outcry over physical play that led Fever's general manager to lash out on X, formerly Twitter. There's a difference between tough defense and unnecessary targeting actions. Dunn posted June 1st. It needs to stop. The league needs to clean up the crap. That's not who this league is. Engelbert said she has talked to Dunn. She also pointed out that after Chicago Sky, Kennedy Carter knocked Caitlin to the floor before the inbound penalty first, that was upgraded to a flagrant 1. She should have been suspended. That's just clearly that. But I think we sent the message now that we upgrade that to the rest of the league. Engelbert said, so we obviously constantly looking at the consistency of officiating, that things like that. But I think everybody's focused on and they're watching one player, including myself. See, this is the thing. She doesn't make any damn sense at all. You know what I'm saying? You're just saying everything political instead of to say, hey, we're going to take this a little bit more seriously. We're going to look at some rule changes that could impact a little bit more where there's not a lot of physical play. You know, we're going to keep it physical to a standard, but we're not going to allow outrageous physical play or targeting plays. You know what I'm saying? Caitlin Clark's special impact on the W. Through 13 games, she's averaging 16.3.6 rebound assists and 4 rebounds per game. She said that she thinks Caitlin's doing great so far. She was rookie of the month. A lot of rookies, it takes them years to adapt to the league. I think you see her talent when she's on the floor. She also cited that the other two players like Angel Reese and Cameron Brink, who um, playing well playing well also. And I think Cameron Justin well. These rookies are adjusting quicker than I think maybe some in the past. But Engelbert clearly understands that one rookie, one player, in fact, is making a unique impact on the league during its surge in attendance and spike in TV ratings. After all, it was Clark Fever that played the Los Angeles Sparks on May 29th and drew a crowd of 19,000 at Crypto Arena. And it was Clark and the Fever that played the Mystic Friday that drew a crowd of 20,000 at Capital One Arena. She obviously captures at viewers where we haven't had before, which is great. Kathy Engelbert said, we're thrilled with Caitlin and the generation players that have come in, and we thrilled with the rivalries they are being built. Even controversy and criticism of the league seems to be welcome. Look, empathy is the death of a brain. She said, nobody participate epidemic about the WNBA because we're brought in so many new fans into what we call a fan funnel this year. And yeah, some are frustrated for sure. I get a lot of emails that I never got in 4 years, but that's because people care. And to the fact, if you know that people care, this is where you as a commissioner should take notice and say, you know what, hey, I'm going to sit down at the end of the year, but you just giving reason or just giving political reasons or sugarcoating it and just say, yeah, oh, you know, they look at, but it took you this long just to respond when everybody, the commissioner for the NBA responded before you did. That don't even make sense. You know what I'm saying? If you're the commissioner of the league, you should have, the fact that this had happened that fast, you should have came out with a statement that Monday or that Tuesday. This been talked about for weeks. Then the snub of the Olympics, nobody hasn't really addressed it. They just sugarcoating stuff. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I said that she doesn't she gives a candid opinion, but it just seems like she blowing it all under the rug and not really taking ownership to say, hey, we're gonna look into this, oh yeah, she's doing great so far. She's doing this and doing that. But the thing about it is Trinity Carter should have been suspended. That's what that's the message you should have sent. You should say, hey, we're not gonna stand for this in the league. You know, the league is physical, but we're not going to stand for this. You should have sent a clear message, and then everybody would have been on notice in the league, period. But moving along, Lisa Bluder also did comment about Caitlin missing the Olympics and what her thoughts on, for Caitlin during this time when they go into this break.
Let's talk about the flagrant foul, the flagrant one Kennedy Carter committed on Caitlin Clark. I've argued that as a basketball play, take women's basketball out of it, men's basketball. As a basketball play, you can't blind somebody when the ball's not even in play yet. I argued that should have been a one-game suspension just to draw a red line. Let's talk about that foul. Where were you when did you see it live, and what was your feeling about that?
Yeah, I saw it and I couldn't believe it. I was shocked, and I was kind of upset, obviously about it because, I care about this kid so much, and she, in my opinion, is one of the futures. If we're talking about the WNBA in 8 years from now, she's going to be one of the key players, I would imagine. So again, let's protect her a little bit. Let's make sure that these type of things aren't happening. And I agree with you. I think there should have been a suspension and a fine for that, because that sends a signal. And by them being kind of mum about it, it doesn't send a signal. We have to do that if you want the product to be well. All the negative publicity that came with that lack of call, lack of discipline there, all the negative publicity made people sour for the WNBA. And that's not what we want. We want to show how great this is. But then all of a sudden we look like, I don't know, women out for, petty. It looks, it doesn't look good. And we have to make this product look good for the masses if we want to continue to attract the masses.
Yeah.
All right, and you heard that, what Lisa Bluder had to say. So I agree with her. It looks petty. It looks like they're coming after her. And this falls on the commissioner of the league, because as she wants to continue to grow her fan base, Caitlin Clark is drawing 33.3% of viewership and in attendance. She's the main attraction of the league, simply put. So if you take that 33% away, what the hell the league gonna have? Average watchers. Everybody's gonna go back to their regular lives. So my thing is, the commissioner need to do better. The rules need to be changed a little bit to modify, because you need to protect your new stars in the league. And not just Caitlin, but Angel and Cameron Brink as well, because these girls are playing at a phenomenal level. They all breaking records in their own right, doing things differently that none of these other rookies had a chance to do when they came into the league. So the league has to do something. If you want these ladies to be the spearhead going forward, you're going to have to modify the game a little bit, where it'll be a little bit easy for them to dominate in a different fashion. You know what I'm saying? You can't just stay minute for years and years and years and think that players going to come in the league and just continue to take on that physicality. No, it doesn't work that way. You got to adapt with the times. Just like the Major League Baseball did it, NBA did it, NFL did it. You know what I'm saying? So therefore, the WNBA going to have to change. Just simple as that. They could sit there and say, oh, this league is physical, the league is physical, the league is physical. But that shit is going to get minute, because people going to get turned off from it. You got new viewership and new fan base into your league, and you sitting here continuously saying, oh, well, this is what it is. Nobody don't wants that. A lot of people in the NFL say, we want, defense to play with defense, but they continue to change the rules every year. You know what I'm saying? So therefore, the WNBA, get off your ass and start making some better decisions. And I think the commissioner, she's weak. To me, she reminds me of Adam Silver. She's just weak. But anyway, moving forward, I have a couple of clips of CC. Yesterday, she was out in in Indiana. She was with building homes and making memories. She joins the headquarters to at Habitat Humanity to at a custom hoop for the new owners to receive the kickoff of 101 hours. 1,001 hours impact and make an impact in our community. And Caitlin Clark joins them, and they had a great time. So I'm gonna share some little clips here, and just to show how important it is. It's great to see that Caitlin is out in the community, helping the community, and connecting with the fan base out there. And it's going to show a lot of great things as she has done, to bring sports in the Indiana area together. I'll say the favorite clip for last.
You look good. There you go. Hey. Love it.
All right, and this is my favorite. All right, guys, and that's my time. So continue to like, comment, subscribe. Give me your thoughts on Kathy Engelbert's statement on Caitlin Clark. I call BS on that. So, and your thoughts on Lisa Bluder, and your thoughts of Caitlin hanging out in the community. I think it's great. And you can see at the end, the little boy was not having it, that Caitlin blocked his shot. So that's great to see right there. And that's, through all the stuff she's going through this year, Caitlin's still able to have a smile on her face and go about her business. And that's what it's all about, going about your business and still handling your business in the right way. Until then, this is LiveWire Sports Media, Indiana Fever Media. Until then, take care.